The Law is a 2015 Polish horror musical directed by Agnieszka Smoczynska. The film follows two mermaids as they are brought into the world of a sleazy nightclub in Poland. Our two mermaids are called Golden and Silver, and we follow these two as they become the star attraction of the nightclub. Golden and Silver use their angelic singing to bring more customers to the bar, and they both begin to have fun living a rock lifestyle. These two mermaids' past lives are a mystery to us. We don't know why they're in Poland, where they came from, or how old they are. But even though I said this film is a horror, it actually lies under a blanket of romance. This is due to our two mermaids in this film. Silver is a representation of true love, a love that cannot be broken by any circumstances, and we know this because of her relationship with Mirtik, a guitarist at the nightclub. Silver falls deeply in love with this person, which possesses a danger because if mermaids fall in love with a human and that human marries someone else, then that mermaid dissolves into foam, washed away at sea.
To jest tylko człowiek, a z ciebie będzie morska piana.
Silver is a character that breaks the traditions we know for mermaids. In other mediums, mermaids are portrayed as creatures that lure in men at sea with their angelic voice and then devour them. Mermaids became the symbol for lust, and we've seen this in recent movies such as 2019's The Lighthouse. But Silver breaks that tradition because she becomes the one that gets lured in by Mirtik, a person that doesn't even want her, as stated by him in the movie.
Nie gniewaj się, ale dla mnie jednak zawsze będziesz rybą, czyli zwierzęciem.
However, Mirtik plays that game with Silver and brings her closer to him, toying with her emotions, and Silver takes that bait and falls dangerously in love with him. Love is a powerful emotion because you would do anything for someone you love, and this is the same with our mermaid Silver. She decided to lose her mermaid identity to make Mirtik happy. She loses her mermaid body, which then means she loses her singing voice, the two biggest traits of a mermaid. But here's why I think the movie becomes a horror. Not in a scary way, but in an emotional way, as Silver decides to give up her identity for the person she loves. The same person who was willing to throw her off a bridge, and that same person who fell in love with someone else. Silver, a mermaid that kills humans for food, becomes entangled in Mirtik's love game, not really what we associate with mermaids, and in the end, she sacrifices herself for the person she loves the most. Golden is a character that is the quintessential mermaid archetype. She seduces people and then eats them, and has no real fondness for humans. She is a character that is just having fun being a mermaid, the polar opposite of Silver, who becomes increasingly distasteful of the mermaid lifestyle. Golden only has feelings for one person in the whole movie, and that's for Silver. We don't know how long they have known each other, but Golden obviously cares for Silver. She even warns her not to get too close to Mirtik, and in the end, she is devastated when she sees Silver dissolve into foam. We see her vulnerability and what Silver meant to her. Silver had an opportunity to eat Mirtik at his wedding. This would mean Silver survives, but she doesn't. Instead, she has one last dance with him and then disappears into foam. Golden becomes hysterical and attacks Mirtik. In the end, Golden lost the only person who she ever cared for in Silver. But before that happens, Golden becomes the free spirit in the movie, not anchored down to anyone and just having fun in Poland. And she shows us to be happy with who we are. She doesn't change for anyone like Silver, she just does what she believes is the best for herself. Love is the clearest theme in this movie. It becomes the common theme for both Golden and Silver, but it is a curse rather than a blessing. They both lose the person they care for the most, and this also happens to the other characters throughout the movie, which means the movie becomes a tragedy. Mirtik dies at his wedding by Golden, and then these two other characters lose their marriage as they all fall further away from each other. Love is a common theme through this film, but characters lose their loves instead of finding them. This movie through that story becomes an anti-fairy tale, where we would normally see our main protagonists, the misfit, finding their true love and live happily ever after. In this film, no one gets that happy ever after. Instead, they all lose the ones they love. Silver sacrifices her identity for Mirtik and doesn't even get the reward at the end. This movie is a tragedy that covers itself in a fairy tale-like story, but in this world, it is dirty and sleazy. The opposite of what we would associate with a Disney-esque story. Love is used as a tool to reel the characters into disappointment. In the end, The Law becomes a tragedy about mermaids and people losing each other. No happy endings, just pain and suffering. It is a bleak outlook in reality. The film doesn't give you hope, it just leaves you saddened on how things played out. And I don't know how to feel. One way to look at it is Silver did find happiness with her life. She found someone to love and had one last moment of true happiness with him, but on the other hand, she loses her life for it. And just like I said earlier, everyone else in the movie loses someone they care for. Agnieszka Smoczynska's The Law is a sobering story that mixes musical, horror and romance under one umbrella. She uses mermaids to tell a story we've seen before, but instead of getting a Disney happy ending, we are left as lonely as the people in the film. And that's okay. This movie shows us the nasty side of life, the side that is unfair to everyone around it. No one gets the perfect ending. We will all lose people we care about and have to deal with difficult choices. Sometimes those choices we make seem good at first but lead to a different path. But in the end, the sea will come up and wash it all away, leaving nothing but a blank slate to start over. Thanks for watching.